Hey guys, it might be a little dark in here. I'm not turning on a light. Anyway, I am going to read and react to my own book. God, this should be horrible. It's probably horribly written, or it's really good. I don't know. Tell me in the comments. Either hate comments, good comments. I don't care anymore. Well, please don't hate on me, but probably mumbling in that. Maybe. It's okay. Okay, let's get started. My book is called Was It for Love or for Blood? It's the first book of the series. It is completed. I might not read all the chapters because there's 15 chapters. Well, yeah, okay. I might not. Okay, I'm published. I don't want to be on there. Alright, it's published. And here I go. The characters are, the character right now is speaking, POV is Naomi Knight. Okay, so don't judge me about the name. I totally made it up. Hi, my name is Naomi Knight. I may only look like a human you, but I assure you, I'm far from it. I'm a hybrid. I'm half wolf, then my other half is, vampire. I also have abilities and powers. God, that's so childish. What? Powers, really? I mean, abilities are, more adult-ish. But powers, it's, childish. Oh my god, I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm 18 years old and it's graduation time already. People always call me a nobody because I had never had any friends. Same. Basically, you're right about your experiences. Well, most people do. I never had any friends because they said I couldn't. That was not my life. They were afraid of what would potentially happen if everyone found out about vampires, wolves, hybrids, and also my abilities and my powers. I wasn't scared, though. I woke up and rubbed my eyes until the sleep left my eyes. That sentence in itself is just horrible. I should fix that. But later, I know what you're thinking. Literally. I know what you're thinking. How did you talk to me if she were sleeping? That makes no sense. What? It makes no sense. Because I didn't, oh, okay. Maybe I should put... I'm going to edit something real quick because that just makes no sense when I read it or looked at it. Alright, I'm going to put... lines there so it splits it from being asleep and being awake because it's a different time lapsing thing. I'm going to publish those changes. God, that was horrendous. I woke in... God, I have so many errors in here. I got out of bed. Oh my god. Alright, I fixed some minor changes, which made my... God, make up your mind. It's either beside or besides. Alright. I woke up and rubbed the sleep. I woke up and rubbed my eyes until the sleep left my eyes. I know what you're thinking. Literally. I know. You're thinking, how did she talk to me if she was sleeping? I communicated differently with you. I used my dreams to talk to you. That is only one of my abilities. I got out of bed, but immediately fell to the floor because my blanket somehow wrapped around my ankles. My parents left when I was born and dropped me off on a doorstep and hopped has two P's, not one, and hoped the guardians would find me. The guardians didn't arrive until I first turned 3 years old. The first 3 years of my life was spent in a foster care facility. At the age of 3, the guardians picked me up and brought me home. The guardians were angels of sorts, but disguised as humans. Nobody has ever heard of them, and they were even a mystery to me, but yet I lived with them to this day. I didn't have any family members left besides the guardian angels that lived with what I considered family. My sister died 3 years ago in a house fire, and my foster parents survived. Nobody went into the house to save her. God, that's so sad. It's depressing. The guardians tell me everything that happened at that time. Shouldn't it be the guardians told me everything that happened at that time? Yeah, I'm gonna fix that. They also said my brother became rogue. Usually rogue is a word that only wolves use, but in this case it's also a word used by everyone. Well, everyone except humans. I got out of bed and headed to my personal bathroom. I brushed my teeth, I brushed my hair, and then I remembered I needed to shower before any of this should have happened. I swear in this, and I'm not allowed to swear according to my friend. So, F-U-C-K. Ugh. I turned the shower on, and once it was warm enough, I walked in and started to wash my hair and then my body. TMI. I got out and towel dried myself off. The towel dried my hair and towel dried my hair. I took out my blow dryer and dried my hair that way too. Once I had blow dried my hair, I then took the curling iron and made curls in the beautiful dark brown hair with light brown highlights. I walked out of the bathroom and ran to my bed naked. Yeah. And laid on my bed. I checked my phone because I heard a dinging noise from my phone. But I was disappointed it was only a message from a guardian that I lived with, telling me it was breakfast time. Ugh, no notifications and no text. Maybe at college I'll make some friends and get new apps I have never heard of, like Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, stuff like that. I ran to my closet and turned on the light. My closet was big as a medium-sized room. I had heels, crop tops, belly shirts, long shirts that went to my thighs, which are also kind of like sleepwear, pajamas, short shorts that went to the top of my jeans. That makes no sense. I had boots in all different variety of colors: ripped jeans, unripped jeans, skating jeans, baggy jeans, sweatpants, sweatshirts, autumn coats, spring coats, winter coats. I had gloves, mittens, hats, beanies, scarves, Converse, whatever. Skechers, regular shoes. I also have high heels, short heels, medium heels, leggings, nylons, skirts, dresses, socks, panties, lingerie, thongs, sandals, and cowgirl hats. Oh my gosh, that's like a lot of crap. I picked out a black shirt, black leggings, red crop top that says cutest. The cutest is in cursive. It's kind of like what you read on Coca-Cola can, that kind of font. I forgot where I was. Socks and my purple and black wedge heel Converse and my black bra and black thong. God, getting really into the details, aren't we? I walked out of my closet and set my stuff on my bed. I began getting ready. A dinging noise came from my phone once again. I looked at it. It was another message from a guardian that I lived with. He said, "Hurry up, darling, or you will be late again." Sure, I was late sometimes, but I'm working on being on time. I put my phone down and finished getting ready. I ran down the hallway and jumped on the railing and slid down it to get downstairs. Guardian was waiting for me, and then I remember I forgot my phone on my bed. F-U-C-K, because I can't swear. I closed my eyes and concentrated, and suddenly my phone was in my hand, and I smiled. This guardian's name was Matthew. He drives me to wherever I need to go. I have the ability to blink. Blinking doesn't mean blinking of your eyes. Blinking your eyes and eyelashes. It's like closing your eyes and thinking of something you want to appear right in front of you, and then bam, it's there. This one was one of my favorite abilities. Matthew looked at me with disapproving eyes, and then he shook his head. I know we always had this conversation, but hey, I'm 18. It's fun. I love getting on his nerves, though. Another guardian walked out of the kitchen, started to talk to Matthew. Come on. David, a guardian, turned to look at me and told me to go eat breakfast. Was she using her abilities again, Matthew? David asked Matthew. Yes, David. You know she doesn't listen. Matthew said to David, I'm aware she doesn't listen like she used to when she was 3, David said to Matthew. David and Matthew looked at me because I paused to eavesdrop on their conversation. Go eat Naomi night, David and Matthew said in unison. Before I turned around and headed towards the kitchen. I could swear I saw a smirk on their faces when they looked at me. I then ran into the kitchen and sat down at the table. Are you serious? Wattpad's having problems again. Okay, here we go. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to read some of the comments on the first chapter. I'll go way up here. In the dream world, one comment, and I replied, is, oh, hybrids are cool, and oh, wow, she's living among humans. Not really. But I said yes. With that face. Not really among humans because they are guardians. But yeah, she goes to school with humans, so I suppose. First years of my life were spent in a foster care facility. That paragraph. The same girl that asked the other question was like, how come no one saved her? Oh, geez. Aww. And I replied, it was too late. The roof was going to cave in. And then Vampire writes, my favorite best friend. She said rude, ... I'm like, I know, ... Got so many ... Okay. The girl that gave the first comment, she said, girl, you'll get addicted to those apps. Laughy face. I'm just like, I know, right? All caps. But I put IKR with a laughy face. Another comment was, LOL, he must be so annoyed. She's talking about Matthew or David. I don't know who she's talking about. Now, I forgot to, respond to her, so I just put LOL just now. Chapter 2. Naomi Knight's POV again. I was sitting at the table about to eat my chocolate chip pancakes, and my puppy runs into my legs, and I giggle. Her name is Melly. I took her literally everywhere. I loved her so much. She was one of a kind and had always had a natural, funny personality. Could speak to her and we could understand each other. Melly, my dog, told me she was hungry and I giggled. By the way, Melly can talk out loud just like humans can, and it's weird. Melly wasn't any ordinary dog, of course. She eats human food like me, and she doesn't eat dog food. Melly may look and act like a puppy, but she's actually 5 years old. She won't age over 5, and she won't die. I take a bit, and she growls at me, and I snicker at her. Don't laugh at me, Naomi. I'm hungry too, Melly said. If you're so hungry, then get your dog upstairs and put it next to the chair and sit on the chair and ask the maids to make you something, Melly. I said, are you serious right now, Naomi? They always make me oatmeal, Melly said. Ask for something different, I said. I ate a few more bites and already I was done eating my pancakes. I sat at the table waiting for Melly to ask the maids to make her something, and I was getting tired of waiting, so I decided to speak up for her. I have to fix something. To make her something. Maids, I yell. Within seconds, they are in front of me. Yes, Miss Naomi, they said in unison. Get Melly some blueberry pancakes for breakfast, then some more for lunch and get me some chocolate chip pancakes for lunch and do it now before we are late again. God, she's so sassy. Like, she is so demanding. I said it as an order. Right away, they said and curtsied. Aw, how cute. Curtsy is just a polite say of you're welcome or something. Melly, are you happy now? I said. Yes, thank you, Naomi, Melly said. As I waited for them to make the food, I heard David and Matthew laughing in the other room. I cued into them and began to listen. I think I love her, David, Matthew said. You can't love Naomi, Matthew, David said. Why? Matthew asked. Because you know you are now destined to be hers. Because you know you are now destined to be hers. What? David said. I know she is destined to be with Dmitry Lovato. He's hot, by the way. Because I picked the correct actor to be him. But she is a teacher, and we all know of his choice. But he is a teacher, and we all know of his choices he made in the past, Matthew said. I shivered in pleasure at that name, but I haven't met this guy yet. Was this called lust or love, or maybe I only wanted him for his blood, but I wasn't sure yet. His name felt familiar on my tongue, but I hadn't said his name before now. When I said his name to myself. I got off my chair and Melly was already done eating, so she started to follow me. I walked into the room that David and Matthew were still in, and they were laughing, but they suddenly stopped when I walked in. I needed to know who this Dmitry Lovato is. Most of all, I needed to get to school. Matthew, I'm ready to go. I said. Melly isn't ready yet. Matthew said. I looked down at Melly and she looked normal without any clothes on. Without clothes on her, she looked like a normal everyday dog. Melly loved clothes, but she didn't need them on. We were already late for school. I closed my eyes and concentrated. Suddenly a doggy shirt and a doggy skirt and her diamond lace collar was on Melly. There, all her accessories. Now can we please leave? I asked. Sure. But do know that we will talk about using your abilities and powers. It is not a good thing to use around the humans, Matthew said. Yep, sure, whatever, I said as I ran out the front door into the convertible and helped Melly into the back, and I sat in the front seat. Matthew went to the driver's seat and closed the door. He put the car in reverse and backed out of the driveway. Once we were on the road, he put the car in drive and we headed to school. 5 minutes of silence later. Matthew, can I ask you a question? I asked. You just did, Matthew said with a chuckle. I'm serious, Matthew, I said. Okay, what do you want to ask me? Matthew said, Who's Dmitry Lovato? I asked, and I saw him cringe, but he didn't answer my question for several minutes. Dmitry Lovato is a teacher and a man in one. He isn't a high school teacher, but he is a college professor. He works at your new college that you are going to. Matthew said it with a sadness in his voice. Which college am I attending? I asked. Yale. Yale. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah. Another person was like one of my dream colleges. Another person was like Kiss. And then Vampire Rights was like or something, and then a kissy face. Get those little dots. Chapter 3, Matthew's POV. Who is Dimitri Lovato? She had asked me only 2 minutes before we arrived at school. I cringed at the name. I had known him since he was born. Guardians tended to live forever and never die. Dimitri was almost part of all magical beings. He had part wizard or witch. He had a part of vampire and a part of werewolf in him as well. All that wasn't a part of his behavior, though. That paragraph makes no sense whatsoever. He was actually like Naomi, except for Naomi wasn't a witch at all. She just had abilities and powers. When Naomi was 6 years old, she was already using her abilities and powers. I had asked David if this age was normal to do what she did, and he said no, it wasn't normal at all. I dropped Naomi and Melly off at school and then headed to my secret spot to where I would think, the water tower. I fly up there sometimes when there was no one around. Yes, I know. I keep telling Naomi to not use her abilities in public, and I'm doing what I said she shouldn't. I sit on top of the water tower and began my thinking process. It's like those two that's on top of each other. I think I love Naomi. No. I know I love Naomi, but I can't bring myself to let some Dimitri Lovato, hurt her. I just know he will, and maybe I watched his actions for far too long. He had done this to many girls in high school, but I haven't seen him in 5 years. I started to cry at the thought of someone hurting my precious Naomi. That very thought hit me in the chest like a girl would hit a man in the chest if she was hurting or if she was angry. I was at the end of my thinking process when I looked at my phone and I saw the time, 4:00 p.m. Damn, I was an hour late picking them up. Naomi Knight's POV. Matthew immediately dropped the subject of Dmitry Lovardo. When we were pulled into the school's parking lot, he stopped the car in front of the school, and I leaned over and gave him a kiss on the lips. Oops, I meant to give him a kiss on the cheek, like I always did. But he turned his head at the last second. Ugh, typical guys. Oh my gosh. I pulled away in shock and then turned to him and opened my mouth to speak, but he had a smirk on his lips and I stared at his lips for the longest time and my mouth was still open. You should close your mouth, darling, before a fly gets inside it, he said as he used his thumb and index finger to slide underneath my chin and close it for me. I opened the door and let Melly out, and then immediately he closed my door. Melly yelled, "Hey!" but I ignored her. I looked at his hand that was on the door handle. That was still reaching across me then. Then I looked at his face. The windows were darkly tinted, so people on the outside couldn't look in. He leaned forward. "I wanted to do this for the longest time, Naomi," he said as he smashed his lips on mine. Immediately I felt sparks. That confused me more as I thought about it. I pushed the thoughts away and moved my lips with his in sync. Soon I was on his lap and my panties were wet. TMI. Again, probably children watching. He was a guardian and he was kissing me. I'm not reading that. I pulled away and bit my lip. Lust, envy, love, passion, excitement was all in his movements and in his eyes. He was the only one of the guardians that had abilities like me, and that was born. Part vampire and part werewolf. I felt a connection, but I knew we shouldn't fall in love with each other. It was known as forbidden for a hybrid and a guardian to be together like this. He knew this, but he didn't care. Since I was 15, I had a crush on Matthew. I kept that secret for a day. Well, like today to be exact. He wanted me, and a part of me wanted him too, but also a part of me wanted to get to know who Dmitry Lovardo was and to love him as well. Someday soon I would find who I was destined to be with, whether it was with my guardian named Matthew or whether it was with my new upcoming college professor, Dmitry Lovardo. And there you have it, chapter 3. I will read the comments before we go. This person said, "Their love happened so fast!" Explanation point. Chapter 3, explanation point. Okay. Another person's like, "Triangle time." The same person that said triangle time, she says, "Matthew is a really sweet character. Great job." Thank you. Shook right now. Do you hear me? It's another person that said that. The same person that said shook right now, do you hear me? She said, "Hold up, girl, I'm shook." Vampire Rights wrote, "Love triangle," and the Vampire Rights wrote, with 3 heart eye emojis. And then Vampire Rights wrote, a sad face. Okay. I'm not going to reread the paragraph where these comments were placed because it's a lot of work. Yeah, so put in the comments if you want me to read chapter 4, chapter 5, and chapter 6 in the next video. Please subscribe to my channel, like my video, check out my other videos. Please and thank you. Peace out.